Day 2 of Davis Cup. Doubles Saturday, the great equalizer. Why do I say equalizer? Well, the first thing is, the doubles for Davis Cup is always in the middle between the 2 days of rubbers. 2 singles rubbers on Friday and on Sunday. The doubles can be the swing rubber or the turning point for many a tie, and we've seen that in the past. The other reason I call it the great equalizer is because it's really a fast-paced type of tennis that's all about teamwork and experience, which can overcome not only conditions, be it venue, climate, surface, and ball, but also can overcome talent and rank. And we've seen this time and again, and we'll see it again today. We start off in Group 2, the promotional playoffs, trying to get into Group 1. We'll start off with the Americas, El Salvador and Venezuela. And again, the Salvadorans picked plexi-pave hard court, but really didn't do their homework. Sudo, the top Venezuelan, does like clay, but Rodriguez actually likes hard court. He says it, and he takes it aggressively from the baseline on the hard court. A young kid coming up quick. He was a number 14 junior in 2011, and you can see he made the big upset of Marcelo Arevalo on the Friday singles. And by the way, this is a battle of a bunch of young up-and-comers. Sudo's a little older, but he was a number 10 junior. Arevalo was a number 8 junior, a little after Sudo, and Rodriguez just a year ago or so was number, like I said, 14. So all these guys, and the Arevalo is a big kid. He's 6'4". The Arevalo brothers like the hard courts. The only one here doesn't like it is Sudo that much, and you saw he lost his singles. But again, in doubles, doesn't matter so much. What really mattered is that a big Arevalo is starting to wear out this summer after a good year. I've noticed he's lost a lot this summer, and I think he's struggling physically. He showed it in his match where he got upset by Rodriguez, the aggressive baseliner. And I think he showed it again as you see the doubles pairing. They went down 6-2 in the last set. They actually came back from a set down twice against the veteran Martinez, who's a good doubles player, in Mayton. But they couldn't come back a last time, which they needed to win. They needed to win the last 2 sets, down 2-1. So a 2-1 lead now for Venezuela on the road against the El Salvadorans going into Sunday. We also had Asia, another one where they're trying to get up to Group 1. They're trying to get to Group 1. And again, the ranks are all for the New Zealanders, with Venus and Stratum, much higher ranked. But Gonzalez likes to clay, and he almost pulled up the upset. And again, doubles isn't about this. Doubles is about teamwork and experience, and Huey has the experience, worked really well together with Alcantara, and they upset, well, I don't know if you call it an upset because they had the experience, but ranking-wise, Daniel and Sitak had the much higher ranking and got beaten straight sets, so there you go. Philippines stay alive for another day, but it probably is going to come crashing down on Sunday with the older guys. They might even start Huey, but he is a lot older. Okay, and then we have Moldova and Portugal. Moldova has been fighting hard all year in Davis Cup, pulling out some tough ties, getting to the chance to move up now to Group 1. And Albot was playing great. They have the home court again. They picked a little slower conditions, but still pretty quick indoors, and to their advantage on the clay quarters from Portugal. But again, in doubles, does not matter. Though this time what really did matter probably was that Sousa and Elias are just much higher ranked, much better ranking, much better players. And though they're more singles, they were able to take care of Borvanov and Siamak, however you say that, and in straight sets. So now Portugal's up 2-1. 2 rubbers to 1. It's going to be tough on Sunday for Moldova, but they do have the home court, and they do have the indoor hard court, which should hurt Portugal, so we will see. Albot's going to be tough. Derbarenko, though, is a young kid. Definitely the favorites as far as talent and ranking are Portugal, but the conditions favor Moldova on Sunday. And then lastly, Latvia wrapped it up with Galbis, the big one here. And this time Libietis teamed with him. What a great teamwork. Libietis, however you say that, he's a big kid, even a little bit bigger than Galbis. Like I said in my day 1 wrap, he's got a lot of power, a lot of game. He just needs to grow up. He's going to the University of Tennessee, trying to grow up, and he teamed great with Galbis. He had great volleys, a lot of energy, and Galbis with big power from both of these guys. It's just too much for the Continent brothers. Henry Continent, former junior number 1, has a lot of knee injuries. He didn't even play the singles because he's not fit. His younger brother Mickey actually did and actually won, but it looked like it took something out of him. He has a wrap on his knee now, so neither of these guys looked like they were 100%, and it was just too much on an indoor hard court to go against the big guys from Latvia. So Latvia will stay in Group 2. Oh, I'm sorry, they're going to move up to Group 1, and Finland is going to stay in Group 2, and they're going to need Jarkko Niemanen's help next year. He needs to play more with them. Okay, then we go to the Group 1 relegation playoffs, and Dominican Republic stays in Group 1 another year. Great job, a clean sweep. Really would have thought this would have been a tough tie, but Chile without Gonzo, he retired, Fernando Gonzalez, not fit at all. Cape Deville not having a good year. Aguilar has not been fit, and you can see Aguilar lost the doubles. 12-10 in the first set tiebreak, 6-4 and 6-4. This is just form. This is a team. Estrella, he's really back to playing good tennis again. He's off the injured reserve. Got a little bit of a back tweak injury in the U.S. Open qualifying, but had time to rest it. Hernandez is really coming on strong. You see he upset Cape Deville on the Friday, and he's a young kid coming up fast. He was like a number 40 junior, if I recall correctly. And he and Australia team. This is again teamwork and just one thing I left out, not just experience, but it's also like who's happy, who's in a great mood. This helps for singles too, but especially in doubles. You saw Pays and Stepanek were on fire at the U.S. Open and upset the Bryans in the Bryans' quest for a Grand Slam. So Estrella, Hernandez, and the Dominican Republic in general just on fire. Picked a hard court plexi pave, great choice, and they are moving on. And I mean they are staying into Group 1, and Chile will have to go down to Group 3. And then we have Asia, another clean sweep. Indonesia will have to go down. I was wondering if Taiwan would have had some trouble because they didn't have Ensen Liu, who must have been tired from the U.S. Open. So, but they still had the edge. I mean, Indonesia really needed Rungkat to play well, and he's not been playing well all year, fitness-wise, I think. And you can see it wasn't even close in the singles, so there was no hope here for Indonesia. So Taiwan did not need Hensen Liu, and they are staying in Group 1. Good for them. A couple of playoffs in Europe here. This is not relegation. This is actually just playoffs to avoid relegation because Europe has more teams. The relegation playoffs will be in October. And here we have Slovenia does it, a clean sweep. They avoid relegation. South Africa is just not fit. Actually, Clausen is a very good doubles player, top ranked, but you can see he still lost anyway. And part of that might have been the clay court as well. He likes faster surfaces, but that's mainly, like I said, not conditions for doubles. That's just maybe even the teamwork there. I mean, the experience. Just South Africa is really reeling this year. They're not doing well at all. Kevin Anderson had a big outing. He was really upset he wasn't getting paid or reimbursed for his double. I don't know the details, but he's really had a problem with playing Davis Cup this year. He hasn't been there. DeVost has had physical issues. Roloff, however you say that, he's had physical issues. He always does. And then Clausen too. So they're just not doing well. And Slovenia is a lot happier for sure. Thought that the slower clay that they had might have hurt Kavchek, but it didn't. Blaz has been on fire this summer, and I'm sure he had a lot to do with that doubles win, pumping up Kavchek, and they wrapped it up in 3. And now Kavchek won't have to worry about he's always tired, so he doesn't have to worry about Sunday. And Slovenia stays in Group 1. Slovak, this is not an upset, believe it or not. They had a 2-0 lead going into Saturday. Brunstrom and Lindstad are an old pairing, an old doubles team. Again, very much experienced, very good at doubles. Lacko is this is not an experienced team, even though Lacko is a much better singles player. It was close, but 4-5-4, a clean sweep. So Sweden stays alive, but I don't think they're going to have any chance in the singles on Sunday. Okay, so moving up. Now we take the World Group playoffs. Japan, Colombia. Wow. When it looked like they might have a clean sweep here, Geraldo turned the tables on the fast deco turf indoors, and because he's got a new coach, he's being really aggressive, and he got that Sueda, who pooped out at the end, it looks like. And then in the doubles, again, conditions don't matter any much. I don't care if it's fast or not. Cabal and Farah, they play fast in doubles anyway. They bum rush the net, and Ito and Sugita were just caught off guard, never could recover. Physically, I don't even know how those guys are anyway from Japan. All of Japan had, all these 4 of these Japanese players had great years in 2012 and have been really struggling in 2013 with fitness. So They're down 2-1 now. It's going to be up to Nishikori the next day against Geraldo in the first rubber. He can take that, but Geraldo won't be easy. But Nishikori really loves these fast conditions, takes it extremely early. If he can get that, then it's up to Sueda against Falla. Now, Sueda looks, has been tired all year, but Falla of late has not been his best either. This is going to be that's going to be a crazy one if we get to a live fifth. So stay tuned tomorrow for that. And then we have, this was played, Belgium and Israel, on Friday. But I'm just talking about it now to just keep it in line with the rest of the doubles. They had Saturday off because of Yom Kippur, the Israelites. So, this doubles that was played on Friday went to Israel. But what a match. What a crazy match. Ehrlich and Ram are a very old, experienced, and very good doubles team. Darcis and Roches, again, better singles, but don't play a lot of doubles. Or they can play doubles well, but they don't have the experience. And they went down in the first set. And actually, Ehrlich Ram were serving for the second set at 5-3 and just let down a bit. And the next thing you know, Roches and Darcis just pumped up the aggression, but not at the net, but from the baseline. Big returns, big hitting from the baseline, broke back, broke again, won that set, just blasted the Ehrlich and Ram in the third set. We're up a break in the fourth set before Ehrlich and Ram started getting to the net again and really rushing, got with break back. Darcis and Roches went up a break again, and Ehrlich and Ram got it back again. And that was just, you're giving that team too many chances. Ehrlich and Ram broke after that. So they broke back once, broke back again, and then broke for the set, 7-5, and then took off and won the fifth set. So an amazing match. Crazy roller coaster. And Roches and Darcis almost had it, but they just gave Ehrlich and Ram too many chances, and Ehrlich and Ram just weren't going to go out like that easy after being up. So they're the better team, and they won. Now Israel's up 2-1 after the upset by Weintraub. So it's going to be big news on Sunday. Will Sela get used to the slow clay fast ball conditions? And will Weintraub have anything left for his singles? Belgium can definitely win this with the conditions and the fatigue factor of Weintraub, but we will see. And then we have Poland. They stayed alive. Australian had a 2-set-to-love lead. Fritzenberg, Mikelis are the better doubles team, more experienced. Hewitt had to rest, so Kyrgios, the young kid, joined Gucciani. And I think, though, Fritzenberg, Mikelis, two things. Were a little nervous being down 2 rubbers to love. They even admitted such. A little tight to start. Plus, the big serving of Kyrgios to join Gucciani's big serving really caught them off guard. They lost the first set 7-5, but then they got used to the big serves, started getting some good returns. Mikelis started pumping up his own serve. They started loosening up. They got it back 6-4, 6-2, and then it was on serve, went to the 4-set tiebreaker. It was the best tennis of the match. And Mikelis Fritzberg got a little tight again, and Kyrgios came up big again, and they won 7-5. Got to the 5th set, again, some tight tennis from both guys, but you know who wasn't tight? Kyrgios. Again, he was serving really great. When he was in trouble, he threw down some big aces. Gucciani's the one who got broke. But then, after he got broke, they broke Fritzenberg back, and then Gucciani got broke for the match. At 4-5 serving with the match on the line, he double faulted to lose the match. Unbelievable. Kyrgios was the one who held his cool, not Gucciani. Kyrgios and Pat Rafter, the captain said this, is going to be a great doubles player. He's got the energy, he's got the clutchness, the everything, the skill. And he's going to be a great singles player too, so it's going to be interesting in the future. But big win by Mikelis Fritzberg, but I'm not sure Poland's going to have anything left on the slow clay on Sunday. And then we got Germany wrapped it up 3 straight. That's good for them because they've lost a lot of close, tough ties in the past. So that's good for them to just get out of this. Don't make this a long one. I don't think it was the conditions at all because, I'm sorry, I got this wrong. They're not going too fast here. No, Soares and Melo won, so they're still alive. So Brazil's still alive. And that makes sense because they're actually an aggressive doubles team. They played for a long time. Their aggression coming up to the net and on returns and the serving by Melo did not let Brands take advantage of this fast ball. Again, that's how they can overcome that, the conditions. So Brands was kind of stuck behind the baseline there. And even though he served well, it was only a break each set. It was the break that was needed. Very experienced, clinical, great way to win a doubles match. 1 break each set, 3-4-4. Great job by the Brazilians. And they are still alive, but it will be tough on Sunday with the Dunlop Fort tournament ball, which is very quick and low bouncing. Okay, here we go. Switzerland did wrap it up. You can't see it here, but Wawrinka and Lammer did win. They were up 2-0 before the young team of Quiras and Gomez. Gomez just graduated USC. Quiras is still there. And they're both related. Gomez is the son of Andre Gomez, who won the 1990 French Open. Quiras is the nephew who's the cousin of Gomez. Anyway, this young team was a little nervous to start. Then Wawrinka was tiring. The bench actually told Gomez and Queiroz to watch out. Wawrinka's tiring. His serves went down. They fought back. They won the next 2 sets, 9-7 in the 4th-set tiebreak. And then in the 5th set, they got all nervous. Queiroz had been serving great. All match got broken twice. Gomez got broken for the match, and that was it. So Wawrinka got broken down to start the 5th set, and the Swiss were down 2-0. But they fought back, broke back, and then they were up a break, but then at the end they broke again to win 6-4. So great stuff, great win by the Swiss. They will stay in World Group. Ecuador will try again next year. They got some real good young talent coming up. Britain won thanks to Andy Murray's great play. He had a little bit of a back tweak. Wasn't sure he was going to play doubles, but did. Teamed with Colin Fleming for the first time since juniors, and because they're old friends, it was fine. They did great together. Dodig and Pavic actually have gone to a semifinals in the ATP Tour together in doubles. So they're not any slouches themselves, but Dodig has really looked tired at this point. And Pavic is only 20 years old and was very nervous. So in the end, the nervous start by Pavic, and then tired start by Dodig. They were down a break in the 3rd set, got it back, went to the tiebreak, and actually won the tiebreak. So that was amazing, but then they had nothing left for the 5th. For the 4th set. So that's the end of that. Croatia will have to try again next year, hopefully get Cilic and have Karlovic and all that. And the Brits are back in the World Group. Congratulations. Great for Murray to finally join this team, which has been fighting so hard, and to get back in, and they're back. And they should be in the World Group. Netherlands and Austria. Holland did a clean sweep. Great job, because Noel and Maroc are actually an experienced, great doubles team. And they actually jumped on Hassi and Roger in the first set. Broke Roger, of all people. Roger's a top doubles player. Broke him, won the first set 6-4. But after that, Hassi and Roger really started getting their serves together. And with this faster ball, they were able to pound it. Noel and Maroc are guys that don't serve as good. They're smaller. They do it for more, teamwork and in the back of the court, up at the net, stuff like that. So with the big serving of Hassi and Roger, they won 3-4. In the last set, it was 5-all. There were a lot of breaks. Hassi's had physical issues all year with his serve, and it really came up. He got broken a couple times in that 4th set, and Noel was broken 3 times out of 3 service games in that 4th set. So Noel was tiring, Maroc was tiring because he had to play singles the day before. These guys are older, and they were only hanging on because Hassi was having trouble serving. But finally they were broken at 5-all to 6-5, and Roger served it out. So Holland is in the World Group again, and Austria is out. So that's kind of upsetting for Austria. They need a healthy Meltzer, a healthy Haidamaro, and to get back in there next year. And then lastly but not least, Spain did it. Would you expect any less? They stay in the World Group. Nadal, unbelievable, comes from the U.S. Open right off the plane, wins his singles, plays the doubles, helps win the doubles. His new aggression now is really helping for the doubles. It's the best doubles he's ever played, in my opinion. Lopez is the guy that got kind of a little bit of a letdown in that 2nd set when they lost that. It really wasn't Nadal. And then they went on to win anyway, 3-4 the next 2. I think the little bit slower surface didn't help either, Steakhouse Molchanov, but more than anything, it was Nadal great play and teaming with Lopez. Lopez is a great doubles player as well. And they've teamed before. They've done this before, so it's the teamwork. So Spain, a clean sweep. Then we go here, the World Group semis, the Czechs and Argentina. Just too fast. Surface too fast. The captain said it. Everybody said it. The Argentine said it. Czechs said it. It was faster than it was when they played the Davis Cup final against Spain. The head ball, even though it's heavier, it stays lower. This was really good for Berdych. He's a big hitter. Even though he's a little physically fatigued and maybe even having some shoulder problems, a heavier ball with a slick surface was good for his serve and return game. He could get a lot of these spinning serves by Berlok and Zabalis back, and then Stepanek at the net. So it was too much. Zabalis and Berlok, to their credit, played a lot more aggressive in the 2nd set and almost got it, but they got down 1 break, and that was all it was. Now, one interesting note here. Stepanek rolled his ankle in the beginning of the match, and he rocked it off, and he was okay, and he got it taped up. But the thing was, you've got to wonder, if this surface had been slower, if there was a way Argentines could made it closer to have some live rubbers the 3rd day on Sunday, I'm not sure how healthy Berdych and Stepanek would have been. So it just shows you how important these surfaces are. This looks like an easy win, no problem. Nobody will ever talk about this tie again. Argentina are great fighters, and if they get it was just a little too fast. If it was even like it was in December, this surface, which wasn't too fast, I'd say in December against Spain it was like medium fast. Now it was more medium fast. But back in December, I think Monaco and Meyer would have had chances, and the doubles team would have, and this would have been a whole different thing. So that's how much it makes a difference. Plus the head ball, the heavier head ball staying low. That was a smart move by the Czechs. Smart move. They should continue to do that, in my opinion. Oh, they aren't going to have the home tie for the final, so they won't have that choice, but maybe next year. And then, last but not least, what a blasting doubles this was. Zimajic, Bolzojak, Nestor, Pospisil. Pospisil did not look that tired against Djokovic. It was just too slow of a clay for him. And if anything, Bolzojak and Pospisil played great. Nestor and Zimajic are the older guys. They used to team together a couple years ago. They were the number 2 team behind the Bryan brothers. They were great together. And I think Nestor kind of saw Zimajic was getting older and a little tight and a little tired and all this and stuff, so he wanted a new partner. But now Nestor's looking older too. It catches up to everybody. I mean, he's in his 40s, so even in doubles. So in this match, Bolzojak had some great returns. They got the early break, but Pospisil got the break back. But then in the tiebreak, down 6-3, the Serbs won 5 straight points and won the tiebreak 8-6 in the first set. Starting off with a Bolzojak return, a great return, and then he had a big serve to finish it. But in the second set, behind Pospisil and Nestor actually broke Zimajic with a big return and some great volleys. And then Pospisil held on with big serving 6-4. But again, Serbia got up again 6-3. Again, behind Bolzojak, and now Zimajic was pumping it up a bit. But in that fourth set, it was probably the best set. They were both holding great. Zimajic and Nestor were both playing better now to join Bolzojak and Pospisil. Went on serve all the way to the tiebreak. And this time, the Serbs were up early, 2-zip. And the Canadians busted back and won 7-5 in that tiebreak. Again, big stuff from Pospisil. And finally, in the last set, everybody was getting tight. The old guys were getting a little tired, especially Zimajic at the end, but they all held serve with clutch serving, clutch playing, great stuff again from Bolzojak and Pospisil. But in the end, Pospisil was just a little better, and he I think it was Nestor actually did the big breaking return, but it was Pospisil's help. But Nestor broke Zimajic 9-8, and then Pospisil served it out 10-8. Incredible match, incredible doubles. And can you believe when it looked like Tipsarevic was about to beat Raonic, now Canada's up 2-1. Djokovic's going to face Raonic first rubber on Sunday for all the marbles. If Djokovic can win that, then it's a live fifth rubber, probably Tipsarevic and Pospisil. The big question, after Raonic's big one with Tipsarevic and Pospisil's big one in the doubles, will the Canadians have enough steam left for what is a tired Djokovic and Tipsarevic, but on a slow clay? It's going to be interesting. I think Serbia should get it, though.